Do you actually need more clients in your business? I know a lot of you are saying, yes, Andrew, I need more clients. And this is what I find most business owners say. And they're spot on. They're spot on, except for one thing. It really depends on where you are in your business. It's very different for a new business than it is an existing business, but I'm gonna double click and focus on an existing business because that's what we have here. There are a number of different areas that you should be focused on prior to bringing new clients into your business. The reason why I don't focus on more clients into the business initially is because I ultimately want to make sure that I'm not wasting a bunch of time and money. Most people will spend a lot more time and money trying to find new clients, bringing in more leads into the business, when there's other things that they can do to grow their business with less time and less money involved. So let's break down what those three things are. The first thing is your conversion rate. Your conversion rate is how good of a job you do as a company at taking inquiries or leads, whatever your business likes to call them, and converting them into paying clients. I like to give the example of there's 4 clients that we're dealing with that are potential clients for our business. We know that 100% conversion rate is highly unlikely, but that ultimately leaves us at 75%. And 75% of those people will have some thinking to do before they actually execute a purchase. So that puts us at 50%. The difference between a company that's at 50% conversion and 75% conversion, in my opinion, is largely around how well they do at following up. That follow-up is a key component of conversion. When we increase that conversion, we increase the number of actual leads that are becoming clients. And most people are saying more leads, more leads, more leads, but really it's about that conversion rate. Now let's just say for a second that we can't improve our conversion rate. Maybe we're at the top of our game. Our leads that come in the door, 3 out of 4 of them we convert. We want to start moving on to one of the other areas. The next area is the purchase amount, the average purchase amount that that person spends each time that they come into our company. We can increase that purchase amount by adding additional things that that person is going to need for their dog or for whatever service it is that they're purchasing to elevate the level of service that we are providing to them. We are always serving our clients with offerings that help them. I would never encourage you to offer something that you are going to sell to your clients that doesn't make their life better, easier, more convenient, whatever the case may be. So we increase our average transaction through value and convenience. And if we're doing that well, then we can move on to the third thing. The third thing would be frequency of purchase. Now, the reason why I put this third is because in my industry, the pet industry, we find, for example, with dog training, that increasing frequency of purchase can be difficult because there tends to be not a lot of transactions that take place. So in order to grow the number of transactions that each person is making, we may have to look at adding additional services to our business, which is a heavier lift than, for example, finding ways to elevate and increase something that we already have. So I always focused on these things first. Once I've nailed all 3 of those things and I feel like I am doing my very best job in all of those areas, if I'm still looking for more growth, that's when I'm going to start to take the time to focus on how do I get more leads. If you're a new business, it's a whole different ballgame. You have to get leads in the door and you need to get them in as quickly as possible. And that's where your focus needs to go. But don't solely focus there. because you could be getting leads and not doing a good job converting them, and you could be burning a ton of money. And this is really common, especially when somebody's first starting off, is that they're not paying attention to their conversion. And if they're not, then they're unaware of how much is being lost. One of the exercises that I like to do in my business is to actually look at what was my lost revenue each year. So if all of my conversions happened at the level that I wanted, my average transaction at the level I wanted, the frequency of purchase at the level that I wanted, what would our company have generated versus what did it actually generate? And it can be a very eye-opening exercise to see what we had the possibility of making versus what we did. And that is what gives us some glimpse into the future of what opportunity we have ahead and how it is that we can work towards that. If you haven't started to track these things, I would encourage you to start tracking these things on a monthly basis. You should be able to know what your average transaction is, your frequency of purchase, and your conversion rate every single week. Almost every single day, especially if you're in a sales position. You should always know what your conversion rate is. But as a business owner or a business manager, knowing those metrics at our fingertips is super important, because when we know those things, our focus is there. If we don't know those things, it's usually because of a lack of focus in these areas. And that is the reason why the business is not growing. We are not focusing our time and energy in the area that is going to have the impact. We want to focus on what we can control. In my industry, there are a lot less dogs coming into the market today in 2025 than there was during COVID in 2021, 22. So we have to be aware of what our metrics are, and we have to course correct. And if we don't, then we're always going to be scratching our head trying to figure out what it is that we need to do differently. It's just that we'll never have the clarity on what is it that is actually broken, or what is it that's going to actually move the needle. I'd love to know, how frequently are you tracking these things? Are you tracking them daily, weekly, monthly? Drop them in the comments below. Look forward to talking to you soon.